When we talk about the Austro-Hungarian Empire and its participation in the war, we always ask the question, why was the Austro-Hungarian army so incompetent in the First World War? However, I believe we are asking the wrong question. The question we should ask is what led to the poor performance of the army of the monarchy and what were the circumstances at the time. Generally speaking, the Austro-Hungarian army was far from incompetent, but it was a much weaker army than the Russian or the German army, for example, because Austro-Hungary was simply the weakest of the great powers. In fact, the monarchy had some very well-trained units and won few victories against the Russians or the Italians during the war. In my opinion, one of the crucial problems was that Germany basically left most of the Eastern Front undefended to focus on France and the Western Front, leaving the Austro-Hungarian army to take on both the Russian and the Serbian armies. So there are a few important elements we have to look at to understand the situation. Both Russia and Serbia had more recent combat experiences. Russia was involved in a war against Japan in 1904-1905, and Serbia participated in the Balkan Wars. Also, Russian divisions were larger and had twice as many machine guns, while Serbia had distinct terrain advantages. In fact, that the massive amount of secret information about the Austro-Hungarian army, the entire Austro-Hungarian invasion plan for Serbia, and the crucial information about the monarchy's fortresses and defense plans of the Eastern had been given to Russia in an infamous espionage case of Alfred Redl, certainly didn't help the case. As a result, when the Austro-Hungarian army invaded Serbia, the Serbians were well prepared and they knew where the main attack will come from. There is a good reason why Redl has been called one of history's greatest traitors, because his actions alone were responsible for the deaths of 500,000 of his own countrymen. All this resulted in heavy losses among the best and the bravest of the Austro-Hungarian units, which could not be replaced. Actually, the incompetence of the Austro-Hungarian army was allegedly an invention of the Germans to justify their own decision to focus on France and the Western Front while leaving the Eastern Front unguarded. Let's not forget that when Italy switched sides and declared war against the Central Powers, the monarchy caused fair damage to Italy on the Adriatic Sea and on the Alpine Front. Nevertheless, the army had its own problems, such as the colorful nationalities of the empire caused a lot of issues managing and directing the units, as the official language of the army was German, but many soldiers did not speak the common language. The Austro-Hungarian officers were selected for their nobility and for their family bloodlines, not for their ability to command or lead. And most importantly, the high command was overconfident and was obsessed with obsolete tactics and ideas. In conclusion, I'm not saying that the monarchy's army was the most or the least efficient army, but it had its perks and advantages, and it did deliver some serious punches during the war. Some of their artillery units were modern and innovative, but others were so outdated that it still used black gunpowder. I believe they could have achieved greater success if the leadership would have recognized the strength and weaknesses of the army, and if the earlier mentioned circumstances would have been different. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, you can find more information about this and other topics on my website on historicalhavochub.com. I will leave the link below.